Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to another edition of CWK Live. Is it an edition? Is it an episode? Whatever it is, I am happy to be here with each and every one of you. I am your host, Dan Z, thrilled to be talking Star Wars with each and every one of you. So it's great to be here on Monday. We've got a really fun show, a lot of things going on. A lot of our friends are here. As Yoda says in English class, metaphors be with you. Nice, Nicholas. Welcome to the show. And I love a good pun, so thank you for that. Wonderful. Ben, does anyone ever beat Minta to the first comment? She's so on top of us. It's true. It's true. And Minta is having her big day very soon, getting married very soon. Minta, I'm sure you're very excited. We appreciate you spending time with us. Hello, Christina, from across the globe. Really, I believe you're in Australia, correct, Christina? So welcome back. Hello, Brian. Good to have you, man. It's been a while. Nice to have you back on the show. Blake, hello. Blake, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Minta says her secret is lots of coffee. Well, there you go. Coffee, of course, and Coffee with Kenobi. We are fans of that. Happy Monday to you. Mary, of course, always good to chat with you. Mason is here. Yay, Mason. Awesome. Awesome. Great. That was called a combination of words, everybody. Ross is here. Hello, Ross. Hope you had a good night tonight. Hope you had a good class. And Craig is here, speaking of class, one of our favorite teachers. Craig Dickinson is here. Wonderful. And Jason, nice to have you back after a couple weeks off. Of course, Jason, we'll save you and everyone a place naturally on Coffee with Kenobi's Facebook Live. And hey, while you're watching the show, tag a friend. Share out that the show is on so people can join us and be a part of this great community that we have going on. Tonight's show is going to be a really fun show. We are going to talk about quite a few things. Updates to share with all of you. Here is our top 5 Bad Batch members logo. I think this is a kind of a perfect shot of our favorite characters from the Bad Batch. Looking forward to seeing what everyone's top 5 is. Daniel is here. He says, been busy the past few Mondays, so a bit behind, Daniel, no problem. Always great to see you. Mason Blake says, what's up, Mason, my dude? That's right. Someday it'll be fun for everybody to get back together, meet, and hang out. That's going to be fun. Speaking of hanging out, I didn't talk about this last week on the show, but if you are going to Celebration, you probably saw online we're doing a big podcast meetup like we do every time there is a celebration. Coffee with Kenobi likes to spearhead that and get everybody together. All different podcasts and podcasters and podcast fans and listeners are welcome to join us. It will be at the Marriott across the way from the convention center. It'll be on that Friday evening. We were a little less than a year away from that, but trust me, we're going to be promoting it a lot. If you're listening to the show, if you're a fan of Star Wars podcasts in general, we'd love to see you, love to have you there, love to meet you and hang out. It's very fun. The one in Celebration Chicago was an absolute Coffee with Kenobi highlight for me. In fact, that's where I met LJ and a lot of people for the first time. So very good. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what is brewing in the world of Star Wars this week. All right, so what is brewing in the world of Star Wars this week? Well, we've got a lot of great merchandise. Mason is saying hello to you, Blake, and Christina says, maybe one day I can dream. Yes, Christina, who knows? Maybe Celebration will be in Australia someday. Stranger things have happened. Who knows? First thing I want to do, I didn't post pictures of this on Instagram. I will. But Amazon, of course, whenever there's big Hasbro announcements, they always have exclusives. Usually they are on Target or Walmart. But these two that I have are from Amazon.com. I'm going to show them to you. These are 3 3/4 inch action figures. They are from the vintage line, basically. But this is Darth Maul. The glare is pretty bad. From the Siege of Mandalore arc. You can see he's got the robotic legs. He's got some, I don't know if it's a new sculpt or not, but it looks really good to me. He's got his newer lightsabers. So that's a really, really fun one. The back isn't all that spectacular. There's really not much to that one. I'll show you that really quickly. I need to get an extra camera to have a place to showcase some of this stuff. But this one to me is the gem. This one is the gem. This is Ahsoka from the Siege of Mandalore arc. And if you can tell here, I mean, look at the sculpt on her face. It's really, really tremendous. It looks just like her in animation. So these are prizes. I'll be posting some pictures of this on Instagram very soon on Coffee with Kenobi's Instagram, which I hope you will follow along with us there if you're not already doing so. But these are great. These are great collectibles. But speaking of great collectibles, Blake says the sculpts on these recent 3 3/4-inch figures are incredible. Yes, they are. They are really, really nice. Really nice. Ben is starstruck. He is so excited about it, and I'm glad they're really, really nice. All right, I'm going to open this up because I've got to add some extra things to all of you here. ILM. Here we go. All right, so the Mandalorian, you may have seen, has done a great job naturally on the Emmys. It's done a great job in all the Emmys. It won 7 Emmys total. Let me jump to that for you here. But it's done so well on awards season, which is always great to see. But some, and I made this when before they announced all 7 of them. In fact, Ian can probably weigh in with the extra ones. But what we have is the Emmy winner for Outstanding Sound Mixing for a comedy or drama series 1 hour. It won the Outstanding Prosthetic Makeup. I mean, look at Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano. That makeup is amazing. And of course, Outstanding Cinematography for a single camera series half hour. So that's just 3 of them. It won the Mandalorian won 7 total. The other ones on here, let me see if I can pull them up from our Facebook group because I know that Ian posted them there. But of the 7, besides Outstanding Sound Mixing, Outstanding Prosthetic Makeup, and then the Outstanding Cinematography, and you can tell by the imagery right there, the cinematography itself. It also won, come on, Facebook, open up for me. It also won, let's see, Outstanding Stunt Performance, Outstanding Music Composition for a Series, Original Dramatic Score, and then I think there's one more. I can't find the last one. But so if anybody knows the other one, let me know. Let's see. So Minta wants to sneak the action figures in the wedding registry. Well, there you go. Clever idea. Ian says he's not prepared for his list, but wanted to be with Olives. Hey, Ian, we're always happy to have you. I have faith in you. You can make it up on the fly. We'll never know the difference. Jason says there shouldn't be any maybe involved. Minta, there's your wedding advice from Jason. Ian says 7 and counting. Hopefully many more next Sunday night. I hope so too. Blake says this show deserved every award that it won, and Jason, Mary is agreeing with you. Awesome. Christina's going to try to wing it. We're going to try to wing it too. Very good. Let's talk about some action figures. Now, some of these pre-orders already went up. Hasbro had a big reveal last week. They did them with Marvel today. They're going to be doing them with G.I. Joe later. But this is the retro line, which is my very favorite line. And this is the prototype Stormtrooper. They did a prototype Boba Fett, which I absolutely loved, but I wasn't able to get it. This is a Target exclusive. This one's already sold out naturally. I didn't snag one yet, but who knows? Maybe I'll see one at Target. Very hard to say. Cameron says, heck yeah, Team Mando. Yeah, we're all big Mando fans for sure. And Cameron, good to have you. Ben says he hopes the Bad Batch gets some awards next year. That would be very nice. Very nice. Nicholas says when his parents were married in 1998, their friends tied Star Wars figures instead of cans to the back of the car. I love that. I'm sure my wife Deanna is happy she didn't know about that when we got married, but that is a really cool idea. Although I probably would have been worried that my figures got torn up. Who knows? But I like that. It's fun. Blake's iffy on the prototype figures since the prototypes are all one color, I'm sure. But man, they look awesome. Yeah, I like the uniqueness of them. I like the one particularly that's all blue on the very left, honestly. I think the different colors is just probably just to get collectors to chase them down is my guess. But the prototypes themselves, they're usually different colors as they're trying to kind of map it all out officially. But really striking, I think. And then we've got this is a black series representing Power of the Force line. This is Princess Leia Organa in her Yavin 4 outfit, which is really cool. I think that one sold out pretty quickly. Did anyone, by the way, while we're doing this, did anyone have any luck ordering these things? Because I know a lot of people really were very excited about them. Very excited about them, and rightfully so. And then on the right, we've got a newish line that Hasbro has been doing for their Black Series figures. Did anyone order these? This one is Grief Carga. If you look a little more closely, You can see that it's a very, very different paint scheme. I'm looking up the official descriptions right here. But they always come with very special collectibles attached to them. I'm opening up right now so we can take a look. So we've got Grief Carga. We've got Queel, the Mandalorian himself. I really like the look of the Mandalorian there. There's Moff Gideon, and of course, the Armorer, too. Let's see. So Ian says those Mando concept art Black Series figures are so cool. So I ordered the Mando from Amazon. Good deal, Ian. And am I right that the thing above them is almost like supposed to be a piece of Beskar, I believe. Blake loves the figure, but he loves the authenticity of the Power of the Force packaging even more. And I'm someone who opens all his figures. You know, I can understand that. Some of these, they just need to be open because they just look so cool. I mean, they really do. They're just very, very striking. I'm a big fan of what they do. And these are, again, the concept art, which is what you see at the end of every episode of The Mandalorian anyway. So it's really cool. So there are the figures for that one. Let's see. Here's the actual information itself. Let's see. I'll take a look at the next one for you. This one is very striking. This one, yeah, Imperial credits. That makes more sense. Yeah, it didn't look like Beskar to me. Imperial credits makes way more sense. I think I need to wear glasses when I'm doing the show. I think that might be part of the problem. Yikes. I guess we are there, friends. We are there. Or I'm there anyway. So this is from this is the Jet Trooper from Star Wars Battlefront 2. Mason is super excited about this one. This replicates the soldiers, the droids, the troopers, the clones that you can be when you're playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is a really, really fun game, of course. And this is the new one that came out for the video game line. And I love the look of this one. I was very excited to show Mason this one. Next, we have, this is the Black Series Force FX lightsaber. This is Rey's lightsaber from The Rise of Skywalker. Now, this one is stunning. I mean, it comes with its own stand, similar to what I have with the Black Series. No, I'm sorry, with the Dark Saber behind me. The difference is all of mine back here are from Galaxy's Edge, from Doc Ondar's. This is the Black Series one, and I gotta tell you, these are stellar. I mean, they are fascinating. Ben says, don't worry, I'm there too, and I've been since I was in my 20s, sadly. All right, so I feel better. We're in good company together. Bravo, my friend. Appreciate you humoring me. The thing that's cool about this one that's different from the one at Galaxy's Edge, the one at Galaxy's Edge just turns on traditionally, but this one, like Rey's does in the end of The Rise of Skywalker, you actually twist the top of it like a screwdriver, and that's how you ignite the lightsaber. You can't do that from the one at Galaxy's Edge, so that is very cool. Mita says that lightsaber might be a wedding gift or a Christmas present for me. Well, there you go. It seems like a good thing to pass along to your fiance, I would say. But it's a really great looking lightsaber. There's no doubt about that. All right, now on the left, we've got the Mandalorian and Grogu on Arvala 7. This is the planet in the second episode of season 1 of The Mandalorian, where he's covered in mud, fighting that mudhorn. And if you look, it comes with the egg itself. And Grogu has his hands out, closing his eyes as if to be meditating on the Force. This is the first time that the Mandalorian learns that Grogu is Force sensitive. Mandalorian doesn't really know much of anything about the Force besides some myths or legends, but this is a significant part in the story. It's a great looking figure. Again, the mud detail is pretty neat. In the middle, we've got basically a Stormtrooper, like a trooper builder set, essentially, and it comes with 4 different troopers. You can mix and match and combine. This one is going to be a huge hit for a lot of people. Ian wants to know if we're getting a Black Series Mudhorn figure. Now, that would be awesome. I would be very excited to see that. The Mudhorn has become so significant, and of course, it's a logo or a symbol. It's the signet, is what the armorer calls it, on the Mandalorian's armor itself. So that's great. Again, Stormtroopers. The Stormtroopers are 3 3/4 inch, where the Mandalorian and Grogu is 6-inch Black Series. All right, more of the vintage line. We've got Bib Fortuna IG-11 and Lando Calrissian, newer sculpts. Again, you've got the Kenner backing to make it feel like vintage, but then the photorealistic detail in the figures is really, really nice. These are 3 3/4 inch figures as well. Blake says, I really wanted those troopers, but 2 or 4 of them are the same thing, but can you ever have enough troopers? So justify. Did you order them, Blake? I was thinking the same thing. They look too similar, but it is fun to have them. Daniel agrees. He says the TK set is really rad, and I agree with that. Then we've got Lobot and we've got T-Bow. We get a lot of love for the Ewoks these days. But with Lobot and then back to Lando Calrissian, very Empire Strikes Back heavy as well. So that's pretty neat. I often wonder how they make the decisions to select the ones that they do, but I know that they do a lot of research. They talk to collectors and fans, and they also dive into things that they liked when they were collecting back in the day as well. So there you have. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the collections. But there's some fun stuff there. Some really, really cool stuff. Speaking of really cool stuff, again, I haven't gotten my email update yet because Disney hasn't announced we can start booking these things. But if you are considering getting added to the interest list for the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, you need to go no further than the official travel partner of Coffee with Kenobi, MEI, and Mouse Fan Travel. Email starcruiser@mei-travel.com to be added to the interest list. Certainly let them know that Dan Zara and Coffee with Kenobi sent you. The way it works is you're going to be on the list, the interest list, so that when we can start booking these, you at least have a chance to say no. You have a chance to say yes. You have a chance to get your name on the list. I anticipate this will book up really quickly. I guess we'll find out very, very soon. But it's a no cost, no obligation email situation. So just to give yourself a chance to consider what you want to do, that would be the option for you. Ben wants to know, what is the Rey lightsaber made out of? That's a good question. I think it's just, they're all just the same kind of nice, heavy plastic, from what I can tell. Just like the other Black Series ones that have been made over the years. That they first were Master Replica made them, and then Hasbro took over and made their version of the Force FX lightsabers. They're very nice. They're very nice. I'm a big fan. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our top 5. We're already 17 minutes in the show. We haven't even jumped into our top 5 yet. Wow. Well, this top 5 is top 5 Bad Batch members. You got a lot of great heroes to choose from. There's some surprises, maybe some upsets. I enjoyed filling out my list. A few things went different ways than I expected, but I'm looking forward to this one. I mean, I really miss talking Bad Batch. I really miss seeing new Star Wars every Friday morning. We're certainly going to see Star Wars Visions in the next 2 weeks or so, but in the meantime, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Bad Batch. Amber, no sorry necessary. Happy to have you back on the show. Okay, let's do our top 5s. My number 5 is, I don't remember what I put. Oh, now I do. Yes, I put Tech, the same as Mary's, Tech. Tech is a really cool character that grew on me. I know Tom Gross is a big fan of Tech. I think he's fun. I like that he is very logical and practical, but I also like that he shows heart and wisdom in a very straightforward, non-emotional way, but there's emotion behind his decisions. It makes him a little more complicated, a little more interesting, so that's why he's my number 5. Number 5 for Minta is Crosshair. Wow. It says, despite that, his moral compass is off. He's a great shot and he stays true to himself. Well, Minta, that is a good way to phrase it. Crosshair definitely stays true to himself, so I can respect that. Amber's number 5 is Echo. All right, Nicholas's number 5 is also Echo. How about Echo? And then Echo's, well, I think the joke is sort of self-inherent there. Echo, I love it. Echo's been through a lot, from being caught in an explosion to having much of his body replaced with machinery. Even though Echo's technically a reg, the Bad Batch still considers him a member of the team. Yes. And after what's happened to him, it's almost could be argued that he's not a reg too, but I know exactly what you're saying. Jason's number 5 is Hunter. I love his dedication to his squad, and I can relate to him on a parenting level. Oh, good choice, good call. Okay, I don't want to miss anybody here. Very good. Jason's number 5 is Hunter. Christina has Tech for her as well. She enjoys his dry sense of humor. Very good. Ross number 5, Sid, just to mix it up a little. I'm bringing Sid into this. That is a bit of a surprise. Ross says it's almost a love-hate relationship between her and Clone Force 99, but she's in the crew thanks to Omega as far as I'm concerned. Interesting. I wonder if other people will feel the same way about that. Ian's number 5, Echo. For no other reason, is there an Echo in here? Yes, I'm Echo. Yep, that humor is good stuff. 5 is also Echo. Look at this. This joke's writing itself. There's an echo on using the word Echo. Blake says, as far as his role in Bad Batch, it wasn't enough for me, which is a shame because his introduction to the group was fantastic, and I still maintain Echo as the best looking armor of any member of the Bad Batch. That helmet is stellar. Ben's number 5 is Tech. His humor and wit make him a fun part of the batch. It's a nice addition to his role as the brains of the bunch. Awesome. Very cool. Number 5 for Daniel is Wrecker. Love the comedic breaks he gives. He's a big softy. Yes, he certainly is. Number 5 for Mason, by the way, is also Echo. So Echo definitely is the number 5 for so many of you. Interesting. I thought he'd be a little bit higher, but hey, that's cool. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 for me is Wrecker. Now, Wrecker would have been number 5 for me, but the fact that he's not necessarily very nuanced, but the fact that he's got heart and kindness and he's nice to children, especially Omega, is excellent and is certainly a way to win me over. So I would put Wrecker at number 4. Plus, he's got some great moments. And when Wrecker when the inhibitor chip affected him, that one episode just for a little bit of time, that was very frightening. And that was good storytelling. So Wrecker is definitely my number 4. Let's see. Wrecker, Christina says Wrecker is the heart of the group, and I love his big brother relationship with Omega. Awesome. Mary's number 4 is Echo. Amber's number 4 is Tech. Minta's number 5 is Wrecker. Beneath his tough exterior, he can be a softie, especially when he's around Omega. Yes, did I say that already? I can't remember. Ross number 4, Hunter, a solid leader who has learned to swallow his pride and listen to others in order to evolve as a person. Definitely. Nicholas, our Amazon device, which is named Echo, kept going off during the entire number 5 list. Sorry, Nicholas, probably just went off again. Amber's coming up with a list as we go along. Hey, Indiana Jones makes up as he goes along, so nothing wrong with that. Nicholas's number 4 is Tech. His high intelligence has rescued the Bad Batch on more than one occasion. He also occasionally brings up interesting philosophical questions in regards to human nature and determinism, such as in the first and last episodes. Very intelligent and well said, Nicholas. I like that. Jason's number 4, Echo. His connection to the regs has been especially awesome for me this year as I've been doing my Clone Wars rewatch. Fun. Mason, remind me, I know we're watching the Superman series, but we got to get you caught up on all the Clone Wars too. There's a lot of fun stuff there. I'm glad you approve, Amber. That's good stuff. Blake's number 4, Hunter. Seeing his decision-making change with Omega in the group was cool to see, but still leaves him towards the back of the group for me. Fair enough. Yeah, where I put Hunter might surprise you. Ross says, Echo, play the Bad Batch. Oh, Ross, look what you're doing. You're trying to trick our friend Nicholas there. Very clever. But it's my fault for playing along. Number 4 for Ian is Hauser. Interesting. This is mostly me trying to will it into existence for season 2. Well, Ian, good luck. I think that's a cool idea. I would love to see more Hauser. It's cool you put him on your list. Daniel's number 4 is Echo. Love that he was part of the Clone Wars series. He has definitely evolved through this series. He sure has. Jason says, yes. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Jason, but I'm sure it's funny. Number 4 for Ben, Crosshair. He's the most complicated member. I put myself in his shoes right now. It's hard to tell right from wrong. Doesn't think his moral compass is off. He has a good backbone. He's loyal, but he's just as lost as the rest of the Bad Batch crew. That is true. Let's see. Nicholas says, it worked. Oh, wow, it did work. Well, there you go, Ross. Your experiment was successful. Number 4 for Mason is Hunter, like so many others of you. Jason says, Hauser being in the Bad Batch. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Yes, for sure. No, don't be sorry at all. I think that's great. I love it. The interaction on this is great. I love to have more interaction on Coffee with Kenobi too. Speaking of, feel free to email Coffee with Kenobi anytime. I'll share your emails on the show so you can be more a part of that like you are here on CWK Live. Okay, let's go into number 3. Number 3 of our top 5 favorite members of the Bad Batch. Number 3 for me is Echo. Look up Dan Z. Nicholas, did that work? Probably nothing's going to happen. But yes, ECHO. I'll spare you, Nicholas, is actually saying it for your Alexa. But Echo, it's hard to do, isn't it? Echo is cool. The armor is great. He's got a soft side. He's intellectual. He's compassionate. And I feel like he challenges the Bad Batch in a respectful, healthy, normal way. I wish we had much more of him. I feel like he was very much a background character through much of season 1. So I hope we get much more of him. To me, he certainly deserves his due. Okay. Number 3 for Minta is Tech. I can relate to him in some form when it comes to certain technology, like how to use Alexa. Fantastic. Boy, poor Nicholas. Christina's number 3, Echo. I love Echo, we have been with his story throughout the Clone Wars and seen the impact of the war on him, and I'm looking forward to more of his story. Great. Mary's number 3 is Hunter. Blake's number 3 is Tech. His one-liners to him were sincere, but to the audience were adoring. He's an incredibly lovable character because of his honesty and viewpoints. Nice. Very nice. Nicholas number 3 is Omega. Omega cares deeply about the Bad Batch and considers them to be her family. She also cared about Hera and wanted to help her out. It's very true. Number 3 for Amber is Omega. Number 3 for Ross is Echo. He brings the edge of a one-time reg to the group. His experience is very different, so it really helps round out the depth of the Bad Batch. Cool. Hunter's number 3. I'm sorry, Ian's number 3. Yep, I just switched Ian, so I guess you're in the Bad Batch now. So Ian's number 3 is Hunter. Love that he cares, that Carrie has for his brothers and sisters. He's a natural leader. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Daniel's number 3 is Omega. Daniel says her friendliness and caring has started to spread throughout the crew. That's true. It's contagious. Kindness is contagious. Jason's number 3 is Wrecker. I love his heart, his humor, and his desire to blow stuff up. Yes, we haven't talked about that, but yeah, that's true. Number 3 for Ben is Hunter. If no reason, then he's a leader, and he has a really hard choice, a hard role to play right now. A new father figure, new galaxy leadership. He has a lot of tough choices to make. Yes, he does. Ben's changing his last answer to Ian. Yep, Ian, it's going to be canon, buddy. Number 3 for Mason. This has not been brought up by anybody yet, but Mason's number 3 is Gonky. Mason loves Gonky, and I said, are you sure you want Gonky for number 3? And he's like, oh, yeah. So Gonky is number 3 for Mason because he is on their missions with him, and he is in their starship with him. So, okay. Good job, Mason. I forgot that you put Gonky for number 3, but that's great. Let's go ahead and jump into number 2. Number 2 for me is Hunter. Now, I was expecting Ross likes it, Mason. Good job, buddy. Hunter, I thought was going to be my number 1, but someone replaced Hunter. And as much as I like Hunter, I've liked Hunter from the beginning. He's been my favorite one, even from the last season of Clone Wars, those first 4 episodes that introduced us to the Bad Batch. I feel like Hunter didn't evolve very much. I mean, he's cool. What he does, he's good at. He's very loyal and loving, and he's a great father figure to Omega. But I don't feel like he grew or changed very much, so that's why he's number 2. In fact, I almost put Echo at 2 and Hunter at 3. But then I stopped myself because I like to be loyal to the longevity of how much I like a certain character. So I tried to stick to that a little bit. Christina's number 2 is also Hunter. I love his leadership and the care and love he has for his brothers, even Crosshair, and especially Omega. I love how he leads but utilizes the skills of all members of the team, deferring to them when their skill set warrants it. Good. Well said. Ian's number 2 is Omega. Her empathy is unmatched. She's wise beyond her years. I can't wait to see how her story develops. I'm not going to read the last part because we don't speculate on Coffee with Kenobi Ian. Come on now, buddy. Minda's number 2, Echo, knowing that he went through a harrowing journey from a rake to being a member of the Bad Batch, proves he can adapt to any environment or situation. That's true. That's very true. Number 2 for Amber is also Hunter. Number 2 for Ross is Wrecker. He might have been my least favorite during the Clone Wars Season 7, but his evolution is brilliantly nurtured in the series. That's cool. That's cool. Actually, and I do feel like there have been some changes between my opinion of characters in Season 7 of the Bad Batch and then into their own series with the Bad Batch itself. Number 2 for Daniel is Hunter, just a really cool character, father-like to the whole gang, definitely. Mary's number 2 is Omega, also. Awesome. Nicholas number 2, Hunter, leader of the Bad Batch, and could be the one who is closest to Omega. This is especially apparent in episode 10, where he said her name even though she wasn't with him on the mission. True. He's used to Omega. Yes, he is. Jason's number 2 is also Omega, so full of hope, light, and compassion. This is really evident when you listen to Omega's theme on the soundtrack. I've definitely needed her example this year. Awesome. Well, Jason, I can understand that. And hopefully just being able to be a part of the Star Wars community is helping to bring some light and hope as well. Blake's number 2, Wrecker. If there's ever one character I could sit in a bar and watch NFL football with, it's Wrecker. He's such a lovable character with strength and childish personality. That's a fun little example there. I like that. Ben's number 2, Omega. Hard not to put her first. She's the group's moral compass. Without a republic, the Bad Batch is a bit lost on what they should do. If it weren't for Omega, the group would be completely lost right now. I agree with that for sure. Okay, number 2 for Mason. Mason's number 3 was Gawky. His number 2 is Wrecker. He loves Wrecker. He's loved Wrecker from the beginning. But now it's time for number 1. I added a little bit of a party trick here. Our number 1 of our favorite list is Omega. Yes, finally Mason gave me the idea to add that drum roll, so there you go. Omega's number 1. It surprised me that Omega was ranked as highly, but I just really liked Omega from the get-go, and she just grew on me every episode. She legitimately did. She is nuanced. She is interesting. She is compassionate, and she does hold them accountable, and she doesn't back down. I just really think she's a really cool character, and I'm glad that I think of her as a number 1. Very glad that she's a number 1. Okay, let's see what you all have. Christina's number 1 is Omega also. She says, I love her growth through the whole season. She shows such strength and maturity, yet vulnerability, and has such a strength and unfailing sense of right and wrong. Agreed. Nicholas, number 1, Wrecker. Despite his love of explosions and destruction, Wrecker is one of the kindest clones. He made Omega her own room on the spaceship and told Crosshair that the Bad Batch still would have taken him back. Great examples. That I thought that I would have probably moved Wrecker up a little bit more. Great examples. Minta's number 1 was a tie, but she couldn't choose between Omega and Hunter. Omega wears her heart on her sleeve and cares for all her brothers. Hunter is not only a capable leader, but he's a father figure for Omega, and he's learning how to soften his exterior and heart. Very well said, Minta. Ian's number 1, Wrecker. I'm still surprised by how much his character grew on me from his appearance in Clone Wars. I particularly enjoyed the bond he had with Omega. Nice. Jason likes the drum roll. Awesome. Love it. Daniel's number 1, Tech, is my favorite. I relate to him so much. A great fixer and deep, dry humor. That's what Tom says too. Ross, Omega, absolutely love her, and hoping this is just the beginning of the stories we get to see involving her. I hope so too. Ian loves a drum roll. He says, very good suggestion, Mason. Awesome. I will pass it along, but Amber can hear too. I'm sorry, Amber is saying this. Mason will hear that too. Amber's number 1. I'm so sorry about to have a tie for first with Wrecker and Crosshair. Hey, that is okay. Corey Club, the co-creator of Coffee with Kenobi, he's the one who's anti-tie, but I don't think a tie is bad. I think that's fine. Daniel's digging the drum roll as well. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. If you can think of other sound effects I should add, please let me know. Mary says, Wrecker, it was really hard to choose between Wrecker and Omega for first, but Wrecker has such a good heart. Yes, he does. Blake's number 1 is Crosshair. Really? He has such depth to his character, but I know we've been hinted at, but haven't fully explored. I'm mostly excited for season 2 because I want to see this character progression. Yeah, Crosshair drives me so nuts I couldn't put him on the list, but he is interesting, and I'm sure he will evolve. So I think it's cool you put him on there, Blake. Jason's number 1, Tech. I love his high level of skill and competence, his fighting style, blaster one hand, data pad in the other, and his one-liners. I like the way you phrased that. That was good. Ben's number 1 is Omega. Sorry, Ben's number 1 is Wrecker. I never expected he'd be first, but this show made me love him. He's a brawn with a big heart, making Omega a rune, the Mantel Mix tradition. He's a reminder to adults that while we do grow up and need a part to play in the world, we should never stop being the kid at heart. Mark Twain felt the same way, by the way. So, right on. Brian says, Crosshair 2, I feel a very Vader-esque redemption coming. Also, his armor before it was changed was awesome. I agree. I wish they didn't change it. Also, twist of the chip was already removed was a jaw dropper. It was, and I need to know more about that because something feels off about that. The doctor called and he said that I need more drum roll. You sure about that? You got it, brother. Nicholas number honorable mention is Crosshair are great heroes need great rivals, and Crosshair is exactly that. Alas, Crosshair's dedication to following orders caused him to join the Galactic Empire. Daniel wants X-Wing blaster and lightsaber sound effects. Okay, we can do that. By the way, Mason's number 1 is also Omega, which didn't surprise me. I know how much he loves Omega. In fact, I think she's one of your favorite Star Wars characters, right, Mason? I think that's true. Jason's honorable mention is Echo's Droid Crew. Oh, Echo's Droid Crew is a good choice. I love Echo's Droid Crew. There are tons of fun. Tons of fun. Speaking of tons of fun, I've got a real challenge for you next week. Blake says, to add on my thoughts to Crosshair, was the only member where we could never guess what he would do or how he would act. Blake, that's a great point, my friend. That's a great point. And that does add to the cool factor to me as well. Minta's honorable mention is Sid. He loves the sass. And Mary says, Jason, that's great. The droid crew, absolutely great. All right, speaking of great, or I shouldn't say speaking of great, but speaking of challenging, next week's top 5 is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make you put on your critical thinking hats. This one's going to be a tough one. Your top 5 Star Wars what if topics. So there is no what if coming to Star Wars. Okay, let's be clear. I'm not announcing anything. I'm not spreading rumors because I do not do that. I can't stand rumors. You all know that. But I'm saying if we could create a what if for Star Wars, what top 5 topics would you like to see made into special shows? I've been thinking about this for a while. I was debating doing it on the main show. But I feel like with our community, a top 5 would be great. Christina's honorable mention is AZ. Oh, AZ1. Very cool. Ben says I should have ranked all these top 5 with Sid's nickname for them. Ooh, that would have been fun. So Ian likes the idea. Minta's fired up. Amber says that's tough. Daniel says, oh yeah. Ross says, great now. Hardly sleep this week. I know. This will be the best top 5. I'm glad I can certainly do lots of critical thinking type questions right there. Jamie, what's up, man? He says, hi, everyone. I had to pick up my son from class. Was able to listen throughout while driving, but could not message. So Omega was my number 1, too. No problem. I think that's so cool. I'm glad you're able to listen while you're driving. That's really fun. I always wonder how people watch the show, too, by the way, or listen. But that's great. Jamie, great to have you, buddy. We just announced top 5 for next week is top 5 Star Wars what if topics. If you could decide what the Star Wars topics would be if there were such a show on Disney+. Mason and I love what if. We're going to talk a lot about the zombie one on Pour Over the next couple of weeks as well. But now it's time to move on from top 5s and do some Star Wars trivia. Mary's excited for the top 5. Good. And yeah, anything Star Wars is fine to me. It doesn't matter what era, animation, film, whatever. I think that would be fine. All right, let's do some Star Wars trivia, everybody. You know the rules here. The rules for Star Wars trivia are very simple. I ask you the questions. Go with your gut and answer. No Googling or looking anything up. Okay. Yeah, Ian says, how come we have forgotten Gonky? Mason's the only one who had Gonky. So how about that? So there's still some Gonky love there to be represented. All right, we don't have as much time tonight for trivia, but no worries. We're going to make these questions good and fun. Again, don't look them up. Don't look in the Star Wars book. You can read the Star Wars book later. Be sure just to do your best. Okay, question number 1. Let's see. What omnipresent droid, due to its boxy shape, did production designers refer to as a dustbin droid? This is a tricky one. What omnipresent droid, omnipresent means always around, by the way. What omnipresent droid, due to its boxy shape, did production designers refer to as a dustbin droid? I like this question. It's a challenging question. What omnipresent droid, due to its boxy shape, did production designers refer to as a dustbin droid? Amber missed Star Wars trivia. Good. It is back now. Minta says mouse droid. Christina says gonk droid. Mary says mouse droid. Ian says astromech. Nicholas says mouse droid. Jason says mouse droid. Ross says mouse droid. Blake says gotta be gone. Does that mean you're leaving, buddy? Oh, gonk. Okay, good. So you can't leave yet. It's not over yet, man. Amber says mouse droid. Blake says a gonk droid. Ben says a gonk droid. Daniel says a mouse droid. Mason, what do you think, buddy? What omnipresent droid, due to its boxy shape, did production designers refer to as a dustbin droid? Mason says a gonk droid. And Brian says a gonk droid. The answer, power droid or gonk droid. So gonk droid is the right answer. Ding, ding, ding. Or should I say, when I say ding, 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 that's one ding, but it'll do. Okay. Who does Anakin call a great pal? Who does Anakin call a great pal? Interesting, Amber says. Who does Anakin call a great pal? This is one I really would have had to think about. Jason says C-3PO. Ben says, there is the cowbell. I need more cowbell. Cowbell. Yeah, good idea. Jamie says C-3PO. Nicholas says R2. Ben says C-3PO. Christina says 3PO. Amber says R2. So we've got a love for both of the popular droids. Mita says 3PO, as does Ian. Again, the question is, who does Anakin call a great pal? Mary says 3PO. Padme, when people start not minding their business. Mason says C3PO. Daniel says 3PO. The answer is, I know I'm going to overdo this, but I can't help it anyway. The answer is, who does Anakin call a great pal? C3PO. There you go. Ross is going to go with the group and say C3PO as well. Okay, so if you listen to our pour over where we did summer snacks in the summer, I overdid those sound effects, but it ended up being our most downloaded and funniest show. So I may fall into that trap of doing some sound effects on occasion. Okay. Let's see here. All these questions feel very easy to me. We'll try this one. Who orders the gunners on Darth Vader's flagship to intensify their forward firepower? Who orders the gunners on Darth Vader's flagship to intensify their forward firepower? Ross says fire sound effects at will. Okay, good. I think I will. Fun. Thank you, Ross. That's the DJ air horn. I hit that one by mistake. Nicholas says, Piet. The question again is, who orders the gunners on Darth Vader's flagship to intensify their forward firepower? Bonus is if you tell me the military title of the person as well. Ben says, Admiral Piet. Blake says, the Imperial that's got an X-Wing flown into him. That's all I remember. Mason says, Tarkin. All good guesses so far. All good guesses. Daniel says, Piet. Not exactly, but that is a good guess. Or is it? Is it? I don't know. Mary says, ditto on Blake. Is Blake's answer Admiral Piet, Admiral Piet? And I think, Daniel, that's what I was trying to get you to do, is say the name of the military title of the person. So I think you know what it is. Yes, the answer is, for who ordered the gunners on Darth Vader's flagship to intensify their forward firepower, the answer is Admiral Piet. Yes, of course. Okay, we'll ask you a couple more. Next one is, let's see. Who, when Chancellor Palpatine declares, I am the Senate, coolly responds, not yet? Who, when Chancellor Palpatine declares, I am the Senate, coolly responds, not yet? Who is that person? Let's see. Ben says Mace Windu is the answer. Ian says Mace. Amber says Mace. Minta says Mace. Blake says Mace. Ross says Mace. Brian says Mace. Jamie says Mace. Jason says Mace. Christina says Mace. Nicholas says Mace. What about you, Mace? Mason Z. What do you say? Mary says Mace. Daniel says Yoda. Mace says Mace. That's what I was really excited to say, is Mace says Mace. Anybody else? Again, the question is, who, when Chancellor Palpatine declares, I am the Senate, coolly responds, not yet? Ben says, sorry, Samuel L. The answer is, who coolly responds, not yet, when Chancellor Palpatine says, I am the Senate? The answer is Mace Windu, of course. Of course. Ooh, here's a good one. Ooh, this is the one we're going to stop on. This is going to be a tough one. Oh, Mason says Mason Windu. I like that. That's good, Mace. How have we not thought of that before? All right, here is your tough question. How many massive primary engines power an Imperial Star Destroyer? How many massive primary engines power an Imperial Star Destroyer? Wow. That is a doozy. Ian says, you have me convinced, Daniel, with Yoda. Yeah, I know. I thought about that too, because I thought that was like when they had their big fight scene in the Emperor's throne room on Coruscant. So Ian says 6. Nicholas says 5. Daniel says 4. Jason says 3. Ross says 6. Minta says 8. Brian says 7. Mary says 6. This is a great question because there's so many different answers, which I really like. Mason says 6. Christina says 4. No idea. Amber says 7. Let's see. Ben says 4. Who else? How many massive primary engines power an Imperial Star Destroyer? A really tough question. Daniel had Mace, but went with Yoda. I think it was a good guess, Daniel. I would have probably guessed Yoda as well. Again, last time, the question is, how many massive primary engines power an Imperial Star Destroyer? The answer is 3. 3 is the answer. 3 massive primary engines power an Imperial Star Destroyer. I don't know what I would have guessed. That was a tricky one. Usually they're not that difficult, but this was fun. We were challenged. We had some easy ones. We got to talk Star Wars. I know when I was growing up, or even in college, or when I was out of college, I always wanted to play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, and people would never play with me. So I am very glad that I have all of you to play Star Wars Trivia with every single month. I think it's great fun. Speaking of great fun, let's jump into Ask Dan Z, shall we? This is where you, of course, you can ask me anything about Star Wars or anything I'm allowed to talk about, podcasting, what have you. Let's go. Ian says it's always fun to play with people who know their stuff. I agree. And we've got some good ones here. Jason was the only one who got the number 3, so that was really, really cool. Amber says feels the same way with family. That's great. I'm so glad. Mary loves trivia. I love trivia too. And Mason is always excited when we do trivia. I probably should just start doing a running tally where I create more and more questions that are not just movie related. So I may do that. What has been my favorite CWK top 5? Well, that's different because the top 5s in Prover are insanely fun because they're so funny. I really like doing the top 5s where we talk about the action figures. In fact, this week, Jeff McGee from Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff is going to join me. We're going to look at the first half of the first wave of the Ken Return of the Jedi figures, so that's fun. But top 5s where you can just kind of rank. I like doing top 5s of all the characters that we did when CWK Live started. I like doing top 5 lightsabers ones. I don't know. What about you? Will there be anything genuinely surprising in the character encyclopedia without saying what, of course? Yes, I will say that. There's some fun surprises. Minta, seeing the spooky season is upon us. Have you ever read the Star Wars book Red Harvest? I have not, but I've heard it's really, really cool. Ben says, I need a bunch of framed movie posters now, not just Star Wars. Where should I look that is affordable? I think it's called movieposters.com. That's where I got mine. Now, I frame mine professionally at Hobby Lobby because they cut the glass for it and dry mount it and put it on there. And it wasn't too bad when I got it. It was worth it. So that would be what I recommend, but I got them from movieposters.com. Mace wants me to talk about What If. I thought that the zombie episode of What If was great. It's the only one of What If that I actually watched twice. I introduced it to my brother the other day as well. And I just think it's very cool. It's very bold storytelling, which inspired next week's top 5, of course. Do I like Brian Daly's Han Solo vintage books? I got an embarrassing confession. I've never read them. They're Pablo Hidalgo's favorite Star Wars Legends line books. And I know people love them. I'm sure I will love them. I'm sure it's classic Star Wars. There's not enough time in the day, but Nicholas, I need to, and then we'll need to do a show about it because I think they're great. Christina, not Star Wars, but fantasy related. Are you a fan of the Wheel of Time book series? If so, what are your thoughts on the trailer for the TV series? I've never read the Wheel of Time. I know it has a big following, but I don't know. Christina, what did you think about it? Walmart is one, or even Amazon. Okay, good to know. Amber is currently reading Lost Stars, and she finished Thrawn. That's cool. Thrawn is great. Lost Stars is a classic. Claudia Gray is awesome. I will say I thought the first 100 pages kind of dragged, but then once there's a major divide in the story, I think it really gets really, really good. Allposters.com is one that Daniel recommends as well. Very good. Blake says, have you ever read Heart of the Jedi? Currently reading it and liking it a lot. I have not read Heart of the Jedi. Tell me all about it, man. I'd love to hear about it. Christina is excited about the Wheel of Time books. Good. I know it's got a huge following. I know a lot of people really really enjoy it so much. Well, this is great. I love your questions. I love participating. I love this amazing community that I'm so excited to be a part of. You know, you've always got a home. You always just pull up, grab your coffee mug. Let's have some coffee with Kenobi together every Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. That is, of course, when we have Facebook Live. And then, naturally, the Coffee with Kenobi regular podcast, over 450 episodes in 8 years. That releases every single Thursday. But again, join us next Monday night. A lot of fun things coming from the world of Star Wars and Coffee with Kenobi. In less than 2 months, my new book, The Star Wars Character Encyclopedia, is coming out by myself, Amy, Elizabeth, Simon, and Pablo. We're very excited to do it. And of course, you can always check out the Star Wars book as well. Still selling very well. It's been out over a year. Still doing really, really great. Awesome. Christina's looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Oh, no, that was from Ford. Thank you so much. Meantime, may the Force be with you. Just 9 more days until Visions. That's right, Ian. Keep your eyes on Coffee with Kenobi for some Visions coverage. Jason, lots of fun tonight as usual. Have a great week. Thanks, man. Thanks for having you. Christina, thanks for the great discussion and joining us. And Nicholas says, may the echo be with you. Nicholas, that was a very entertaining part of the show. So thank you so much, dude. That was great stuff. Mary, have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Continue being yourself. Continue in embracing your passions and being the best version of yourself that you can be. And we will always have a place for you here at Coffee with Kenobi. Blake says, love my CWK fam, and you too. Dan, my bro, have a good night. Blake, love you too, brother. Be well, be strong, be safe. And remember, this is a podcast you're looking for. We will see you next time, my friends. See you later.